College football is back as we welcome you to the FCS kickoff from the Crampton Bowl in Montgomery, Alabama, where two teams picked in the top 11 in the preseason FCS coaches poll are ready for battle. It's number 7 UC Davis Aggies taking on the number 11 Mercer Bears. A new season is here. After 238 long days, there is a college football game to watch on ESPN on a Saturday night, and we are fired up for it. Hi, everybody. Alongside Rocky Boyman, Jay Alter with you. There's something always special about the first game of the season, Rock.
Jay, there's nothing like opening weekend for a college football player. You spend all winter in the weight room lifting weights, and then all spring and summer out in the heat banging on each other. And it's all for this. You get an opportunity to show the world if you've gotten better as a player and as a team. These boys are ready to go tonight.
And these two teams are coming off historic seasons from a year ago. Mirror images of each other in many ways. Their two head coaches, Tim Plow for UC Davis, Mike Jacobs for the Mercer Bears. They came in last year, first-year head coaches. You never know how it's going to go year one. Well, for these two coaches, it went very well. Historic seasons, both finished with 11 wins, made it all the way to the FCS playoffs quarterfinal round.
Yeah, with as great a season as they had, I got the impression, talking to both coaches this week, they feel they bring a better team back this year, so a top matchup to start this thing off.
We are looking forward to it. The wait is over. A new season is upon us. We'll be in the UC Davis locker room from the speech just a moment ago when we come back. And then soon after that, kickoff from Montgomery.
FCS Kickoff is brought to you by the City of Montgomery, where everyone has the freedom to live, learn, and earn. And Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
We're almost ready to start the college football season in Montgomery between UC Davis and Mercer. Let's go inside the Davis locker room with head coach Tim Plow moments ago.
I want you to be monsters when you take the field today. For 60 minutes, for 12 days that we're guaranteed, we're going to play like monsters. We're going to have a monsters mentality, okay? And I want you to have confidence and humility within that because you gave yourself up to the process. You worked as hard as anybody in the country to be here. That tells me that we can't lose. You with me?
Yes, sir.
That tells me that we can't lose. We're either going to win or we're going to learn. And most likely we're going to do both. You with that?
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Oh, they are ready to go in this FCS kickoff opening game. What a great showcase this is. They've been doing it since 2014. When Eastern Washington was in that game, Cooper Kupp had 7 receptions. So you never know if you're going to see a future NFL guy line it up to start the season in this FCS kickoff. Two teams that were really good a season ago, both won 11 games, made their way to the FCS quarterfinals. UC Davis won the toss, deferred, so it is Mercer ready to receive. Braden Smith, number 9 in orange, a dangerous return man for the Bears, had 2 touchdowns a year ago. And we are underway. College football is back, and we are fired up for it. Smith decides to take a knee. All the training, all the practice, the dream of chasing a conference championship, a national championship, and now that dream is alive. The games have begun. The offseason is over, and we get our first look at the Mercer offense led by quarterback DJ Smith.
Yeah, DJ Smith started the season last year as the starter. Got a little bit banged up. Another guy moved in, but he is back. He is a dual threat quarterback. We saw him on the field before the game, Jay. Looks good in his pads. He brings a lot of experience to this offense.
Empty set for Smith, and now motions Octavius Eisen to the backfield and finds him on a quick hitter. Eisen met at the line of scrimmage and dropped. Fell forward for a gain of 2. Rex Connors made that tackle. You're going to hear his name a lot tonight for UC Davis, the star safety. He is now just 21 tackles away from the UC Davis school record.
Yeah, Rex Connors, preseason Big Sky Player of the Year, probably the best safety in the FCS.
The two teams that enter this season with huge expectations in the preseason coaches poll, top 11. And Smith, quarterback keeper. And UC Davis read it well. Plenty of Aggies in the area. Stopped short for a gain of 1.
This is where Mercer does not want to be, 3rd and long. DJ Smith struggled last year as a drop back quarterback. Have to sit in that pocket now, 3rd and long.
And because he was playing through an injury, even the coaches really don't know how much of the struggle in the passing game was injury related.
Yeah, I think they try to move the pocket here. Let him move around. Try to find the open guy.
Play clock winding down. DJ Smith didn't get it off in time. And that can happen in the opening series of the first game of the season.
Delay of game offense. 5-yard penalty remains. 3rd down.
Well, you're right, Jay. A lot of these scenarios, you're going through practices. You know, most of the time referees are not out there, so some of these little things. And it's those teams that can be the most clean in these opening games, give themselves the best chance to win.
And you said it, head coach Mike Jacobs told us we want to stay out of 3rd and long. Well, 3rd and 7 just became 3rd and 12 after the penalty.
It's where UC Davis really worked this offseason on their pressure. Let's see if they can get some here.
Smith in trouble, got it away. That pressure came, Rocky. And UC Davis with an impressive start to their season, a 3-and-out forced. Daryl Porter bringing the pressure.
This was the offseason emphasis. This was a good defense last year for UC Davis, but they couldn't get pressure on the quarterback without having to bring 5 or 6. There you see right there with just 4. And when you drop 4, you can drop the other 7 into coverage, and that's how they want to do it. Excellent first series for this defense.
Intentional grounding. Offense number 1. Ball be placed at the spot of the foul. This also includes a loss of down. 4th down.
So this opening drive goes from bad to worse for Mercer, and it should set up for good field position for UC Davis. John McConnell punting out of his own end zone here. Kalani Riddick awaits the punt at the 50-yard line.
And for Riddick, you just want to get a secure catch on this thing. Same thing, early season, little mishaps can happen in special teams if you're not careful.
McConnell gets it away. A lot of hang time on this, and Riddick steps up, calls for the fair catch at the 45-yard line. So this is a short field for the redshirt freshman quarterback, Caden Pinnock. He's making his first start since he was a senior at Del Oro High School. He was a spectacular 3-sport athlete: basketball, baseball, and of course football. Spent last year leading the scout team and now gets his chance.
Tim Plow told us last night he's one of the better athletes that they've had at the quarterback position at UC Davis in a long, long time. This kid is an athlete. Look for him to use his legs a bit too.
Rolls left, throws on the run, caught. Positive yardage on first down. Winston Williams, the tight end, gain of 8.
And I love that first call there for Pinnock. Get him rolled outside the pocket, give him a clear view of the field, and give him a nice, easy completion to get his career started.
A big help for Pinnock is all 5 starting offensive linemen from last year's 11-win team return for Davis. So a veteran group up front as he hands it off on 2nd and 2. Jordan Fisher with no room to run sets up 3rd and short.
You mentioned the offensive line, Jay. I mean, what a luxury. That just doesn't happen anymore, to bring all 5 starting linemen back. He feels really good about where that offensive line group is coming into this first game.
Likely 4-down territory here on a 3rd and 2. Opening drive with a short field for Pinnock and the Aggies offense. Hands it off again, this time to Carter Vargas, and he is blown up. The Bears defensive front getting a great push. And this will bring up 4th down. Julian Fox What a response by this Mercer defense.
Yeah, Julian Fox is a linebacker that's had to step up as they've had some graduations. Isaac Dowling, a great linebacker for Mercer last year. He exits, but here comes Julian Fox, and UC Davis and their young quarterback going to go for it here.
Pinnock goes under center on a 4th and 2. Rolls right. Pinnock getting chased. Picks up the first down with his feet. But he's short. Pinnock thought he had it. He rolled out of bounds, but he needed to get to the 35-yard line.
I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, did he go out of bounds too early? He certainly had more room to stick it up in there.
Yeah, the way he casually went out of bounds, you thought he had the first down, but it's marked shy of that 35-yard line, and it's turnover on downs.
Wow. And again, this is what you get from an inexperienced young quarterback.
And he's out clearly shy of that 35-yard line. What a defensive stand for this Mercer defense. Faced against a short field for UC Davis, they get the turnover on downs of this opening drive. Game 1, you're shaking off the rust, first drive of the season, and sometimes a miscue can happen.
Yeah, and it looks like you can see the yard marker there at the top of the screen.
We'll come back to it
because this is interesting. I think Pinnock was confused where the first down marker was.
And a quarterback making his first collegiate start.
False start. Offense. Offensive line moving before the snap. 5-yard penalty remains, first down.
So again, you can see at the top of the screen there to the right, that's the yard marker he's got to get past. But then when you see the yard marker down the bottom, I think he gets confused, and because it's like 2 yards shorter.
You see him look over to the sideline there.
Yeah. Again, young guy mistake, and maybe a little mistake on the grounds crew too.
Hey, it's game 1 for everybody.
Everybody.
And Mercer's backed up here after the turnover on downs. This will be 2nd and 16. And again, the biggest point of emphasis for this Bears offense was stay out of 2nd and long, 3rd and long. And here they are with another long distance to go. First down marker all the way at the 46-yard line. Smith slings it. Not much going. Both of these teams still trying to find their footing offensively. That's a loss of 4.
And usually early games, defenses are a little bit ahead because
why is that?
Yeah, it's just because there's so much technical things in the offense and splits and where you're breaking your routes. Just a lot of things that you don't really get to practice at a full speed game kind of situation. Defenses just kind of go simple and let it fly.
So a 3rd and 12 on the opening drive. Now a 3rd and 20 for DJ Smith. And a miscommunication there. C.J. Miller wasn't ready for that pass.
This UC Davis pass rush, 2 third downs in a row, is getting after it.
And when it's 3rd and 20, you can really pin your ears back as a defensive lineman.
Yeah, because the danger with DJ Smith at quarterback is he can run around and he can make you miss if you're not disciplined in your rush lanes. But when it's 3rd and 20, you don't have to worry so much about that.
McConnell gets it away cleanly, but out of bounds. This will be, again, good starting field position for UC Davis. The Aggies didn't cash in on it on the opening possession, and this Mercer defense, very talented, headlined by defensive end Andrew Zock, one of the top defensive ends at the FCS level.
Yeah, and he was a freshman last year, had 7 sacks, 14 tackles for loss. You'll see him here wearing number 94. He switched to 0 this year, but he's one of the top rush guys in the entire FCS. And then he just comes back, gets a little bit bigger, gets a little bit faster in the offseason, so they're expecting a big season out of Zock.
Pinnock finds Carter Vargas. Plenty of room to run, has the first down and more. Barrel to the 30-yard line, gain of 22.
And Tim Plow was raving about Carter Vargas. He said he's an absolute beast. He is a true physical running back. Also shows some fancy footwork there, too.
UC Davis going with a little more tempo than we saw on that opening drive. Stacey Dobbins for a gain of 10, and they're still going here. Again, risky pass, but it's caught. Ian Simpson. So 3 positive plays in a row for an Aggies offense that's finding their footing here in the first game of the season. And
you mentioned the tempo. I always think that's a good idea. Early games of the season, it's hot out there. You get that defense running around. That's when they can start to make mistakes. Tim Plow loves to use tempo in his offense.
Into the red zone for the first time. 2nd and 3. Jordan Fisher takes it inside the 10.
And you see all the unique formations, Jay, and the shifts and the motions, and all that's designed to do is to gain leverage or gain a mismatch. That time there, they spread the field out. It lightens the box, and then they just hand the thing up the middle. Both these teams actually do a great job of all the shifts and the motions. Tell you what, as a former defensive guy, I like when that offense just stayed put, right? You know where your gap is, and you can pin your ears back. It makes it tough when they move around so much.
1st and goal. Davis trying to cash in. Here's Pinnock. Trying to spin out of a tackle. Stays on his feet. Taken down at the 3-yard line. I'm talking with head coach Tim Plow. That's probably the best attribute that this redshirt freshman quarterback has, just to make something happen out of nothing.
And I always think that's important for a young guy. You know, as you're gaining experience and you're getting into the flow of the quarterback position, if you can rely on your legs early on just to sustain drives and really get you into the flow of the game, it's such a luxury.
Said he is great off schedule. Sometimes they got to reel him in. Trying to punch it in here. Carter Vargas has the edge. No, he doesn't. Taken down at the 1-yard line. That is a touchdown-saving tackle from Tommy Bliss. Vargas has some serious speed, was looking for that corner, and Bliss took him down.
Tommy Bliss is last year was a special teams guy, all 4 core special teams. He's getting a chance on defense and making a huge play, stopping a touchdown.
On the opening drive, the Aggies had Mercer in these short yardage situations, and the Bears defensive front won those battles. Who's going to win this one on a 3rd and goal? Up the middle, up over the top. Carter Vargas, touchdown. And it's UC Davis who opens the scoring in the FCS kickoff.
Yeah, I think it was really their use of turning up the tempo that was the difference there. Tempo with all the shifts and motions, that's hard to defend.
A 7-play, 52-yard drive of a little more than 3 minutes to open the scoring, and a 7-0 start for the Aggies.
It was a great drive. UC Davis, Caden Pinnock got settled down in that 2nd drive, and they really rode Carter Vargas. He got things started off with the scamper, and then the little dive up the middle, the rollout, and then Carter Vargas goes over the top. UC Davis up 7-0 here.
We are excited for a full slate of games a week from today. Labor Day weekend, week 1. But tonight, the appetizer here at the FCS kickoff. Football is back. 238 days without college football on a Saturday night on ESPN. And we are happy to bring it to you from Montgomery, Alabama. UC Davis with a 7-0 lead. Mercer calls for the fair catch there. Now, these two teams are picked preseason at the top 11 of the FCS Coaches Bowl. If you don't know what FCS means, that's a division below FBS. Less scholarships per team. The one thing they got quicker than FBS, the playoff. We just expanded to 12 teams last year. They've had a playoff since 1978. 24 teams.
Yeah, they were doing the playoff before the playoff was cool. 5 rounds of that playoff, and both these teams look to be in the mix.
Yeah, both of these teams, 11 wins, made it to the quarterfinal round a year ago. They're hoping to go further this season. Biggest play of this opening quarter for Mercer. This offense needed that. Kendall Harris on a gain of 28.
I was just getting ready to say, Jay, Mercer needs a drive starter, something to get this thing going. And I love you roll DJ Smith out of the pocket. You got to respect his legs, and then the rail route down the sideline for the first down.
Into Aggies territory for the first time today. Smith checks it down. 2 completed passes in a row. That's Eisen out of the backfield. Running back who is from Atlanta. Transferred in from Charleston Southern, and now Mercer picking up the pace a little bit, something we saw UC Davis do on the previous possession. Right back to Eisen, right up the middle, and he's got the first down. Diving forward for the extra yard, and that'll move the chains.
Saw Rex Connors again there, the safety, filling that hole. Play before his brother Porter Connors, who plays linebacker. We got a brother duo on this defense.
Feels like one of the Connors brothers is always around the football.
Tackle. Yep.
Smith kept it, nowhere to go, blown up in the backfield. That's a loss of 3.
Yeah, something happened there. It looked like he was supposed to hand that ball off, and I don't know what the issue was, but he didn't ride that mesh down. He was stuck with the football, and before he could get going, UC Davis' defense was all over him. The negative yardage play is something this Mercer offense cannot afford.
Sticking on the ground, and Davis reads it beautifully. There's a flag in as well, loss of 4. Drew Cofield, the true freshman cornerback, shot in for the stop.
Holding, offense number 74. That penalty be declined. 3rd down.
Well, Mercer had the hold there because big number 94 for UC Davis, the Harvard transfer, Jacob Syke, came flying. Look at nice swim move, then boom, into the backfield. What an excellent play. And Syke's a guy had 7.5 sacks at Harvard last year. They're happy to have him on this team.
Another 3rd and long. Smith, design screen to Micah Bell. Another flag flies in. He gets back to the original line of scrimmage, but still well short of the first down marker.
Illegal block in the back, number 69 of the offense. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Remains 3rd down.
Now, Rocky, would you think about declining that?
Yeah. Be declined.
Right.
Yeah,
there we go. Yeah.
Because you don't want to give the Mercer offense, albeit very unlikely, an opportunity to pick up that 3rd down when you forced a 4th down.
Yeah, make it 4th down and force them to punt here. And Mercer started the drive off great, then a couple negative plays, couple penalties, and now we're punting.
To this point in the game, though, UC Davis has controlled the field positioning. This could be an opportunity for Mercer to pin them back and start flipping that field. Play clock down to 0.
Delay a game. Kicking team number 19. 5-yard penalty remains 4th down.
And that could be by design, giving John McConnell 5 extra yards to pin UC Davis deep. And Kalani Riddick, the return man for UC Davis, doesn't move, still standing at that 10-yard line. McConnell doesn't get it right, sends it into the end zone for a touchback. And it's UC Davis ball when we come back up 7-0, looking for more here in Montgomery. The Riverboat. Happy that college football is back, and so are we.
Let's go! And we're coming to UC Davis.
You couldn't ask for a better setting.
Go get them, FC!
Lee Corso's final college game day a week from today before Texas and Ohio State. Look at that record he's got, 286 and 144 since 1996. He'll make one more pick. We cannot wait for that.
It's as iconic of a thing as anything in college football. Corso in the headgear.
I was thinking, as you start college football season, is anything more iconic than Lee Corso college game day and that headgear pick across the entire sport?
I mean, right around when he does it, everybody kind of stops everything they're doing, and you watch and see what he's going to do. It was appointment television for decades.
And we're thrilled to start the college football season on a Saturday night on ESPN here in Montgomery, Alabama. UC Davis with the ball and a 7-0 lead. Caden Pinnock on the money again. He is a perfect 5 for 5 to start his collegiate career. The last pass he threw in a real game before tonight, he was a senior in high school at Del Oro High School in Loomis, California. He's looked pretty good so far.
And they've done a really good job, Jay, of just giving him some nice, easy, completable passes. Nothing long down the field, nothing complex. Also helps when you're throwing behind an offensive line that returns 5 starters.
3rd and 5. You know, Andrew Zock's got his ears pinned back, one of the top defensive ends in FCS. Pinnock gets it away cleanly. Beautifully thrown ball. First down, UC Davis. A gain at 10 to Stacy Dobbins to keep the drive alive.
Now, that was a big boy throw right there. There you go. That's a confidence booster for Caden Pinnock. Out route all the way to the other side of the field. Right on the money. You know, Coach talked about how much he's worked on his accuracy over the years. He's always been the athlete, and he's been working hard on that accuracy. That's how you define a quarterback, putting the ball on the money.
Donovan Watkins was down. He did pop back up here.
And Jay, Tim Plow told us some great stories about Caden Pinnock. You know, he signed with UC Davis. He's still a high school senior. He would take the train 30 minutes over from his house and sit in on meetings and workouts at 7 in the morning, even though he hadn't graduated high school.
Yeah, then he'd have to go to class.
He'd have to go back to class. Yeah, his dedication has been second to none.
Hard run here out of the backfield from Mateo Perez. Gain of 6. You know, going back to Pinnock for 1 second, you know, you put in that dedication before you ever take that first snap. Scout team last year, his teammates were impressed with him, but Rocky, you know, it's different when the lights are on and you're doing it in a real game.
100%. And you think you know as a coach, but you don't really know until you see it happen. And I think Tim Plow's got to be pleased so far with how Pinnock has done.
He's 6 for 6, looking
Here's
to
a shot.
air it out. Now tucks and runs, has the first down, breaks a tackle, gets all the way to the 42-yard line before he's shoved out of bounds. Gain of 18 for Pinnock. Now, we've seen what he can do as a passer. That was the first time we see him as a runner.
Yeah, they were trying to go downtown to their best wide receiver, Sam Batu, down the left sideline, and wasn't there. Smartly, little high step there, Jay.
He's got good change of pace.
Charlie Ward, yeah.
We tick near a minute remaining in this opening quarter. UC Davis back in Mercer territory. Play action. Pinnock, first incompletion of the night, and there's a flag in the backfield.
Holding, offense number 65. 10-yard penalty remains, first down.
That's the right tackle for UC Davis, David Portisano. He just grabbed, kind of threw him down.
He's going against Andrew Zock. Yeah. That's been the matchup to watch tonight.
That's one we'll continue to watch as this game goes on here.
Vargas up the middle. They get 5 yards back on the 10 yards they lost on the penalty.
Now, UC Davis' best wide receiver, number 8, Sam Batu. He's the go-to guy. I'd like to see them get involved.
Yet to make a grab tonight. Pinnock, play action, throws a slant. It's caught. Stacey Dobbins, he's been the top target of this opening quarter for UC Davis. Sets up a 3rd and short. 7 seconds remaining in the quarter, and they might take this to the second quarter, and they do. So UC Davis with a 3rd and short to start the second quarter.
That's the end of the first quarter.
Good back and forth action as we are welcoming football back with the FCS kickoff. Started the second quarter, and it's been a terrific start for Caden Pinnock, making his first collegiate start. And he couldn't be more different from UC Davis's quarterback last year, Miles Hastings, who took the Aggies to the FCS quarterfinals. He was all passing, drop back passer. Pinnock gives you that dual threat. He's 7 for 7 through the air, 25 yards rushing, and now a 3rd and 2. Hands it off this time, and he is stood up and drilled. Carter Vargas swallowed up. This Mercer defensive line has been the brightest spot for the Bears tonight. Isaac Prince shot in there.
It's a great job by Isaac Prince. He just sees it and goes and fills it right now, driving the runner back. That's what you want to do, young man.
And a decision to make here for Tim Plow and the UC Davis offense. They leave the offense on the field for a 4th and 3.
And this might be the best call because Tim Plow does not want to face the punt block team of Mercer. They blocked 5 kicks last year.
4th and 3. Bears send 4. Pinnock slings. Wow. It's caught for a UC Davis first down. Move the chains on a 4th and 3. And it's Samuel Batu's first catch of the night. We told you to look out for number 8 in white, and he delivers there.
Yeah, and Pinnock, great job surveying the field. He finds his open guy and puts the ball on the money. Been very impressed with his accuracy. Not just hitting the wide receiver, but hitting him in the perfect spot where they can catch the ball and get yardage on the run after.
Batu in motion. Pinnock fell down, gets it to Batu. He settles down. It is tackled inside the 25-yard line. Batu might have looked to throw that ball for half a second, but decided to take 5 yards instead.
Yeah, that was definitely going to be a throwback pass there by Batu. But a good job by Pinnock. He got rocked or slipped and fell down something and still got this ball off to Batu. I get to see it there. Maybe got his foot stepped on, but that was a smart decision. So many times those wide receivers, they get a chance to throw the ball, they're going to throw it regardless. Good decision there just to tuck it and run and getting 5.
Knocking on the doorstep of the red zone. This will be the 11th play of the drive. Pinnock kept it on a delayed quarterback keeper, muscling forward for a first down. Pinnock's tough to take down. Gain of 7 into the red zone. Caden Pinnock and the Aggies offense goes.
I'll tell you what, behind that, those 5 returning starters on offensive line, UC Davis is running the football on Mercer. Mercer last year, #1 in the FCS in rush defense, gave up just 71 rush yards per game. UC Davis is putting on them.
They've already allowed 56 tonight, and we just started this second quarter. 1st and 10. Hand off to Perez, not much going. And Mercer has read it very well when it's getting handed off, but when Pinnock keeps it, that's where they've struggled tonight.
And that's why that's such a weapon, how he can ride that zone read down, hand it or keep it, keep that defense guessing.
The 32 of the 56 rushing yards belong to the quarterback. Second and 10. Pinnock rolls left. Decides to run. And steps out of bounds inside the 10. Gain of 8.
Another good decision there. Down here in the red zone. Nobody's open. Don't force the ball. Use your legs. Use your God-given talents. Pick up a few yards. So many times young quarterbacks want to force things. He's done a good job so far being conservative.
Third and 2 inside the 10. 14th play of a long 8-minute drive for UC Davis. And off to Vargas, trying to push that pile, and he does. Needed 2, got 3, and that'll be first and goal for UC Davis. Very methodical on this drive.
This is exactly the drive you want against Mercer. Just keep pounding away, and then Carter Vargas, with his size, he keeps chipping away at this defense. He can wear you down. When that defense starts to get tired, those 3- and 4-yard runs become 8- and 10-yard runs.
Pinnock, play action, nowhere to go with it, and just takes the sack. Didn't want to force a pass there, and Jordan Swain swallows him in the backfield for a loss of 4.
And not the worst thing in the world right there. Again, didn't force the ball when you're under pressure. And down this area of the field, you've had a nice drive here, taking a lot of time off the clock. You've got to come away with some points here.
Pinnock throws it back to Vargas, and he's met. Didn't quite get his footing there after the catch, only a gain of 1. Drew Clare there to disrupt Vargas, and that sets up 3rd and goal. And when you've had a drive that's nearing 10 minutes and 17 plays, you want to punch it in for a touchdown. If you're UC Davis, Mercer, you are desperate to hold them to a field goal.
Here's Andrew Zock, 3rd down. That's the mismatch they want. See what happens.
Pressure comes. Pinnock in trouble. Escapes it. Makes a man miss. Dives into the end zone. Touchdown. Caden Pinnock. Turned a sack into 6 for UC Davis.
And Jay, this is why offensive coaches love dual threat quarterbacks, because when it's not there, the play totally breaks down. Caden Pinnock makes something out of nothing. And what an incredibly athletic play to stay on his feet, get out of danger, and then put it in the end zone. I don't think things could start off better for Caden Pinnock right now.
Well, his head coach said ahead of his collegiate debut, he is great off schedule when the play breaks down. Nobody better than Caden Pinnock, and he showed that on that touchdown.
Yeah,
a 17-play, 80-yard drive capped off with this.
Yeah, when the play is wrong and you got a running quarterback, the play can be right. He can make you right, making guys miss, punching in the end zone for the touchdown. Great start for Pinnock and UC Davis.
Yeah, Dan Mullen goes from the studio. He was doing those cut-ins a year ago, and now getting wins back in college football. That is great for Coach Mullen. I know he's thrilled to be back on the sidelines. Everybody, this time of year, you get that itch. You're ready to watch some touchdowns again. Braden Smith, dangerous return man, just lost his footing there for Mercer. You want to talk about awesome touchdown plays. How about this last one from Caden Pinnock? What a collegiate debut this has been for the young redshirt freshman.
Oh, he's checking all the boxes. Out of a young quarterback with no experience, you want accuracy. Okay, 9 for 9. You want great decisions. He's not forced the ball, not turned it over. And then you want the ability to just flat make a play. And he has done all 3 of those here tonight. Tim Plow has got to be very, very pleased right there.
And Mercer needs a response. Down 2 touchdowns. Can the offense come alive here? Octavius Eisen up the middle for a gain of 4. Biggest problem for the Bears, Rocky, is they're getting themselves into these 3rd and long situations. They've been 3rd and 12, 3rd and 20, and 3rd and 17 tonight. It's forced 3 punts. Let's see what DJ Smith can engineer. He rolls right, looking downfield, has to go out of bounds, only a gain of 2.
Yeah, they've really not been able to get anything going, but either in the ground game or in the pass game.
What's missing?
They just don't look in sync. I don't think, from a wide receiver standpoint, I just don't see any guys getting open for DJ Smith and how well he's seeing the field.
And that can happen game 1.
We'd like to see him a little bit better, and in fact, he has experience. There you go.
Right on the money. That's the play that Mercer has been missing. And it's Octavius Eisen out of the backfield, the running back in the passing game for a monster gain of 40.
And sometimes that's what you need, Jay. You need a big play to create a spark and get your team going, and that ball was perfectly thrown by DJ Smith.
Right back to Eisen, this time carrying the ball. Sometimes you just need a good old-fashioned wheel route to wake you up.
There you go. That's the 2nd time they've had that wheel route, and that one was put on the money.
Before that 40-yard gain from Eisen, Mercer had only 28 yards total. And now into UC Davis territory. Couple of broken tackles inside the 15. Micah Bell, a burst there. And for the first time tonight, Mercer is in the red zone.
And we mentioned this is kind of a running back by committee approach for Mercer. Octavius Eisen, C.J. Miller, and then here Micah Bell. He's kind of your guy that does everything. He's good in pass pro, good lead blocker. They're getting a nice game.
When you go down by 2 touchdowns, this is the response you look for if you're Mercer. Now can they punch it in for a touchdown? Smith, some trickery. Ball's loose. Mercer jumps on it, but a massive loss for a Bears offense that was finally rolling. A loss of 17.
God, it's just a little too much razzle-dazzle. With such a great drive going down this area of the field, and you're handing that ball off to a freshman, Trenton Jones. I think I'd trust an upperclassman more than I would a freshman in that situation.
A costly play call there. Out of the red zone, and now 2nd and 28, all the way back to the 30-yard line. Smith steps up, going to take it himself. There's a flag behind him. He slides at the 18-yard line. Flag in the backfield, and it's coming back.
Mercer just can't get out of their own way here tonight. Penalties, negative yards plays.
74. 10-yard penalty remains. 2nd down.
That's big Amari Atchison, the left tackle. Get a good look at him. He's hard to miss because he's 6'8", 300. There he is at the top of your screen. He just kind of reaches around, and as soon as the referees see that jersey pull, Oftentimes then the flag comes.
In 2 plays, Mercer has gone from the 12-yard line to the 40-yard line. 2nd and 38, just as their offense was starting to click for the first time. Smith slings it over the middle. Ty Cord bounces outside, absorbs a hit, gets out of bounds, just shy of the 30-yard line.
Watch this block by Blake Martin, the center, downfield. You see right there at the end. And then, how about lowering the shoulder for Tyrell Cord? Look at this. Boom.
Third and 29, Smith in trouble, throws, lobbed it up there and draws pass interference. Flag flies in. And on 3rd and 29, that's as
kind of
good
what
as
you're hoping
anything you
for.
could hope for.
And that's why you put the ball up in that situation, hoping for a flag.
Kalani Riddick just went ramming into Ajante Dabbs.
Defense number 1, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
And just like that, Mercer's back in his drive.
Top of your screen here. Let's see if we can get a look at it. He's beat. He's back up. And the problem, usually in that situation, if he's going for the ball, the referees like to see that head turned around with his head facing the other way. That's what's going to draw that penalty flag.
Mercer back inside the red zone after the penalty. Smith hoists it. Too much on it. Looking for Adonis McDaniel in the end zone.
Yeah, Adonis McDaniel, he's a transfer from Lenore-Rhine. You like him with that wide receiver position.
Well, this is a coaching staff that came over from Lenore-Rhine 2 years ago. McDaniel stayed behind last year and then rejoined the staff that originally recruited him. Smith looking for a design screen, and it's swatted down at the line of scrimmage.
I just don't like that sidearm throw when you're trying to dump a ball on a screen pass over the middle of the line. Those offensive line are huge.
Trent Carrod for a D lineman, showing the athleticism, Rocky.
That was a great job. Yeah, along with Rain Mayo, the big nose tackle at 320.
3rd and 10. Smith throws to the end zone. Nobody home. So after Mercer was gifted a first down on a penalty on a 3rd and 29, they fail to capitalize and will have to settle for a field goal attempt here.
Yeah, I think Mike Jacobs right there wanted to see a little bit more out of his quarterback, DJ Smith. It just, from an accuracy standpoint and finding open guys, it just wasn't there.
And Reese Griffith, who returns as the kicker this year for Mercer, was 80% on the season a year ago, 16 of 20. The lefty. 33-yard attempt. And he puts it through. So Mercer's on the board, but UC Davis protects. An 11-point lead here. 4:20 left in this first half.
FCS Kickoff is brought to you by Subaru. Love, it's what makes Subaru, Subaru.
It's a beautiful night in Montgomery, Alabama, right on the Alabama River. Beautiful night to welcome football back here on ESPN. It's the FCS Kickoff, which started in 2014. Eastern Washington played in that game. Cooper Kupp, 7 grabs and a touchdown. A couple of years, or the following year, Carson Wentz followed it up. So you never know if you're going to see a future NFL star first here on the FCS Kickoff game to help kick off a brand new college football season. And Mercer is on the board thanks to that man right there, Reese Griffith. 33-yard field goal for a Bears offense that has taken a while to find their rhythm in this opening half. A touchback called for Sam Batu. UC Davis 14-3 lead their offense with Caden Pinnock back on the field when we come back. Tonight, college football returns. This is the appetizer. Next week, an all-you-can-watch buffet. Some monster matchups Labor Day weekend. Oh, look at that. You got Deion Sanders' Colorado team taking on Georgia Tech Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern on ESPN, and then monster triple header, Syracuse, Tennessee, Alabama, Florida State, and then LSU at Clemson in the Battle of Death Valley.
Battle of the Tigers, right?
That is an
fantastic
awesome matchup. We cannot wait. Caden Pinnock's been terrific for UC Davis, the redshirt freshman quarterback. That's his first incompletion of the night. Before that ball, he was 9 for 9 through the air. He's got a rushing touchdown, too. You know, Mercer has struggled to contain Pinnock defensively. The one thing that they really hung their hat on last year is they led the nation with 34 forced turnovers. This would be a good time.
Good opportunity right here
to get one right before halftime.
No doubt, but for Caden Pinnock, he's passed every other test so far. See how he can do leading the end of the half drive.
Pressure coming, and he just tried to flip it. Wasson, 48 in orange there. Good job going after Pinnock, but also staying back in coverage.
All right, it was a good job by Wasson, but just shooting it right there.
So a 3rd and 10, and this would be as good as a turnover if you can force UC Davis 3 and out.
And Mercer looks like they're lined up to bring some pressure out here.
They end up only sending 4. Pinnock throws on the run. And that pass is incomplete. Zach Jones had a hand on it, but couldn't possibly haul it in. And the Mercer defense responds and sets up their punt unit, which is very dangerous. Head coach Mike Jacobs told us,
Number 25 from Mercer is reporting in as 96.
we like a splash play in the special teams game. They had 5 blocks a year ago, 3 blocked kicks, 2 blocked punts, and 3 returns for touchdowns with the dangerous return man, Braden Smith. So you get it away cleanly, job's not done, you got to get Smith.
And sometimes they'll bring 8 or 9 guys. This kept Tim Plow up at night.
They send everybody, it's well protected. Smith calls for the fair catch, and that's as good as you could ask for UC Davis. They worked on that a lot. Tim Plow, head coach for UC Davis, went into detail about how impressed he was with Mercer's special teams game, and it reflects our conversation with Mike Jacobs, who said we had a lot of success last year because of the turnovers we forced and the special teams giving us a splash play.
Yeah, Mike Jacobs is an old school coach. Run the ball, play great defense, and play great special teams. They did all those last year, having that 11-win season. And now is so far they haven't played the way they've wanted, but a real opportunity here before half to make this thing interesting.
They've got all 3 timeouts, just under 4 minutes to work with. C.J. Miller upended for not much, maybe a gain of 1. But both of these teams, and really, if you know FCS football, it goes through the Dakotas. And what do those teams do? They run the ball and they stop the run. Well, UC Davis and Mercer, they're trying to use that blueprint as well. And Mercer is yet to get that run game going. They almost had a first down in the passing game, just a dropped ball. But Jonte Dabbs had it right in his hands and couldn't haul it in.
And that's unfortunate because DJ Smith took a shot. UC Davis defensive ends were coming upfield and puts the ball on the money, and got to have that play right there. And here we go in the same situation they've been in a lot tonight, Jay. 3rd and long. This is just not match what they do well.
Just 1 for 5 on 3rd down tonight, trying to change that trend here. Off his back foot, Smith delivers it but short of the sticks. Adonis McDaniel wrestled out of bounds. Gain of 7, he needed 9. Ty Richardson the tackle.
An excellent open field tackle by Ty Richardson.
Mercer's thinking about this one. Could they go for this on a 4th and 2 from their own 41?
I would not go for it right here at this point in the game. No way.
I'm with you, but a hesitation there before the punt unit does come on. Because if you don't get it, that could be a backbreaker going into halftime.
Yeah, because UC Davis, 2:49, still 3 timeouts. You're basically giving them a score.
Riddick backpedals, calls for the fair catch. We are very excited about this. The all-new ESPN app is the best way to watch sports. All of ESPN, all in one place. Live games, live stats, plus you can track your fantasy teams and personalize with your favorite leagues, teams, and players.
So for UC Davis here, Jay, essentially 4 timeouts. They have 3 timeouts plus a 2-minute timeout. Still with an opportunity to still run the football here. You'd like to get this drive started with something positive. You don't need a ton of yards here, but get a positive play to start this 2-minute drive.
And Mercer forced him 3 and out the last time. A little trickery here. Zach Jones couldn't create any separation, and that's a loss of 2. Wasson again shot in there. He's made his name known in the second quarter.
Wasson is flying around out there, young man. Great job.
Senior from Glenville, Georgia.
6'3", 215, he can run. He's not there. That plays out the gate for another 10.
That brings us to our 2-minute timeout.
This is a 2-minute timeout.
UC Davis a 14-3 lead with the ball with 2 minutes remaining in this first half. Looking forward to that, Kevin, coming up at halftime. And that was an awesome opener to set the tone for the college football season in Dublin.
There's Batu in motion. He's their best wide receiver, just 2 targets today.
Pinnock looking that way, spins out of a sack. We saw him do that earlier when he broke a sack for a touchdown. This time, hip checked out of bounds by Tommy Bliss for a gain of 9.
He was trying to find Batu, and he was open. But he had 3 orange jerseys on him, but like he's done a few times tonight, he's escaped pressure and made something out of nothing.
Caden Pinnock making his first career collegiate start. So far, so good for the redshirt freshman quarterback. Here's a test on a 3rd and 3 and his first ever 2-minute drill. Carter Vargas in the backfield. Gets the handoff. Takes it for the first down. UC Davis does have all 3 of their timeouts remaining. Clock will stop to spot the ball, move the sticks. So you don't necessarily need to take one here.
That was a great job turning a 2nd and 12 into a first down deep in your own territory.
Play action. Pinnock drilled and dropped. Storming off the edge, Carmelo O'Neal on a cornerback blitz, and Pinnock did not see it coming.
And that's what you get from a young quarterback. He did not see it. Looked like a little bit of a delay blitz and did not see him coming whatsoever. And I'm not sure the protection there, if he was supposed to throw hot off of him or if one of those linemen were supposed to slide and get him, but nevertheless, a huge play for Mercer.
A 2nd and 15, and neither team wanted to take a timeout. UC Davis thinking if we don't get a big play, and they do. First down and more into Mercer territory. An explosive run for Jordan Fisher. 43-yard gain all the way to the 35-yard line, and now UC Davis does use their first and 3 timeouts.
And that changes things, because I think UC Davis was going to be okay with just taking this thing into halftime, but you get an explosive play from Jordan Fisher. That changes the ball game here.
Yeah, right before the snap, I was saying it's 2nd and 15. If you're Mercer, you don't want to call a timeout because you don't want to give Davis more time if they do get a big play. And if you're UC Davis, you don't want to use a timeout because if you throw an incompletion, now it's 3rd and 15.
Right, you're looking at punting and all that, but now this changes things. Now I think with 36 seconds left here.
You still got those 2 timeouts.
You still got the 2 timeouts, but I think this might be an opportunity to take a shot here. Try to pick up some chunk yardage here. Do not see Sam Batu in the game right now.
He's had a quieter night than expected. Only 1 catch for the top target. Play action. Pinnock steps up, throws. It's caught inside the 15. Carter Vargas. Back-to-back gains of 23 or more. And this sets up UC Davis perfectly. Pinnock continues to deliver at his first collegiate start. Runs it himself, breaks another tackle. Pushed that pile all the way to the 1-yard line. And UC Davis uses their 2nd timeout with 17 seconds remaining in this first half.
This is a 30-second charge timeout in lead.
And defenses, you hate running quarterbacks, but you especially hate them down here inside the red zone, inside the 10-yard line. Because you got the advantage of a shorter field, but a guy like Pinnock who's so shifty, and what a great job. This is a bender route, just bends it right outside the hash and back in. Ball's perfectly thrown. What great play call, getting the running back on that bender route, and then great decision. Opens up like the Red Sea, makes it 1-2 guys miss.
And you still have 1 timeout here if you do want to run the football. It's not like you're out of timeouts and in jeopardy of the clock winding down on you before halftime.
It looks like, I think it's Jordan Fisher at running back there.
Yep. 5'8", 180 pounds, the junior. He broke this drive open with a 43-yard scamper. Is he going to finish it with a touchdown? Play action. Pinnock keeps it himself, rolls right, shoved out of bounds, and he lost about 4 yards there. Drew Clare chased him out of bounds.
Yeah, I like the decision of Pinnock not to force it there, but maybe you throw it out of bounds and not take the loss of yardage. That'd be the only critique on that one.
12 seconds remaining in this first half. You still have 1 timeout. So you know you're most likely going to get 2 plays here.
I'm rolling Pinnock, guy. Give him a 2-way go here. Throw it or run it.
Pressure comes. Pinnock wide open. Sam Batu. Touchdown, UC Davis. Rocky, you've been calling Sam Batu's name all night, waiting for him to come alive, and he's wide open on this score.
Yeah, he's a guy, half of his receptions last year were explosive plays, so he's a game-breaking wide receiver. Just needed to kind of get him in the mix. And they spread the field out and put your best wide receiver in the slot, and he just knifes right in the middle of that defense, wide open. Pinnock puts it on the money. Just a good job with all the shifts and all the motions, and Badu kind of hides behind there. They get a pick route. They don't sort it out on the back end, and he's wide open.
And what a unique journey he's been on. Born in Liberia, military father, moved all over the world. While his father was stationed in Japan, he was in middle school. He plays football for the first time. Then he moves to California for high school. Turns out he's a natural. Late bloomer, obviously. He didn't find the game until very late. And coaching staff said he just keeps getting better and better.
7 is reporting in at 75.
I mean, how many guys can say they started their football career in Japan, right? I mean, what an incredible journey that he's had. And I know, how much Tim Plow talked about how much Batu's mom means to him. She still lives in Liberia.
Right. And still in Liberia, and said if he can use football as a vehicle to reunite them.
To get her over here, yeah, that's something that's on the mind of that young man right there.
All smiles.
Give his mom a shout out right there.
All smiles after the touchdown by Batu. That is a big momentum boost for UC Davis. Looked like, Rocky, you said it, they were content going into halftime with a 14-3 lead, and then a 43-yard run by Jordan Fisher gives them some other ideas at the end of this first half, and they cash in for a touchdown. And to make matters worse for Mercer, UC Davis gets the ball to start the second half.
Well, we've talked about Caden Pinnock a ton, but in his debut here, his first half, Tim Plow, I don't think he had asked for anything more out of his first-year young starting quarterback, and how he managed the situations, made good decisions, and able to run the ball well.
Well, he was heaping praise on Pinnock in our conversation last night, but said you never know until the lights are on. The flag to finish this first half.
Holding, offense number 86, that penalty declined. Halftime.
And that'll do it for the first half. UC Davis with all the momentum, a touchdown right before the break. And Caden Pinnock making his first career college start. Couldn't have been much better for the young man. Let's get you into the studio. Kevin Connors and company has you covered. It's the FCS kickoff in Montgomery, Alabama, as we say, welcome back, college football. FCS coaches preseason poll. This was a top 11 matchup, but it's UC Davis in control, 21-3 at the half. Rocky Boyman, Jay Alter with you. You take a look at Caden Pinnock. You would never know he's making his first college start at quarterback. He was phenomenal in that first half.
Yeah, Tim Plow has got to be overjoyed with how his young quarterback started off. 11 of 14, 108 yards. He's made great decisions with the football, hasn't forced things, and then just the athleticism has been absolutely dynamic. And how he's performing that first half here. And again, I think they really eased him in, give him some high percentage short throws, let him get comfortable back there. But then he's able to do this. Make something out of nothing. The play may be wrong, but he makes it right with the ability to use his legs. And then, as I said, great decisions, not forcing the ball. That's how you draw it up for UC Davis.
And it's always the great unknown when you haven't seen a quarterback in game action. They were raving about him last year as a scout team quarterback, but now the bright Saturday night lights are on, and Pinnock has delivered so far.
But Jay, how many games have we done together where a coach is really excited about a young quarterback and he thinks he's going to come out, and it just doesn't happen that way? So for Caden Pinnock to, again, come in with the expectations that the coach had and then deliver has been phenomenal.
He's made it look easy, and he's going to get the ball to start this second half. Scored right before halftime, and it's a classic opportunity where you can get the double score. And that can really break a game open. If you can score a touchdown right before halftime and come out and score one, too, that would really start to separate UC Davis. Now, the Aggies, by the way, they're coming 2,425 miles away from home. If they tried to drive it, it would take 36 hours. Mercer, meanwhile, they're right down the road, just a 3-hour drive.
Yeah, but the decision for UC Davis was that they want to put this program on the map. Tim Plow, you see him right there. He has a lot of confidence in this team and thinks they can go places and wants the world to see what they're doing out there in California with this football team. Put them on a showcase game tonight.
A travel across the country after you make the quarterfinal a year ago with a brand new quarterback. You couldn't have asked for a better first half. Can they pick up where they left off? And Mercer's defensive line stands tall there, holds Jordan Fisher to a gain of 1. It was Fisher who broke off that gain of 42, longest rush of his career, the junior. And that is really what shot UC Davis in the arm on that final drive.
Yeah, that was the gut punch. I think both teams are resigned to just take that thing in at halftime. You get the 40-yard run. That changed the mindset for UC Davis, and it worked. They got a touchdown right before half.
Handed off again, Fisher. Gains the first down, needed 9, got 9. UC Davis has really kept it on the ground tonight. If you remember last year, or if you're just watching UC Davis for the first time, they were pass with quarterback Miles Hastings. They have rushed the ball a lot more tonight, and flag flies as Pinnock releases it. Let's get the call.
Holding, offense number 23. 10-yard penalty remains, first down.
Well, Jay, you mentioned it, a very pass-heavy team last year, and they were 3rd in the FCS in pass yards per game, and they had a great kind of all-around chess piece in a guy named Lan Larison, he was really the eraser. He got him out of a lot of trouble. We'll get another look at this. I don't really see much there.
Yeah, today 14 passes to 28 runs for UC Davis, and speaking with their head coach Tim Plow, who calls the plays, he goes, our menu hasn't changed, but we're ordering a lot of different things. Mitchell Dixon with the catch there and a gain of 14, and that erases the penalty.
Well, and right now it looks like Caden Pinnock likes about everything on that menu. Yeah. He's, no matter what he's getting thrown at him, he's delivering.
First collegiate start, and he doesn't look like it. Hands it off here. Big hole opens up. That's a first down and more. Jordan Fisher takes it into Mercer territory on a gain of 16.
And Jay, Jordan Fisher just has an extra gear to him. I mean, he gets right through it and then boom, just punches that thing to the second level.
They go right back to him. Got tempo, and Fisher's the hot hand right now.
And Tim Plow has red, yellow, and green tempo, and also blue tempo. That means you're burning hot. That means they're going fast. About one play every 12 seconds is what they're trying to do in this tempo.
Well, flag will slow that tempo down, going a little too fast.
False start, offense. Not on 11 snap. Set for 1 second. 5-yard penalty remains, second down.
Well, you said it, Jared. Sometimes that can happen when you're going fast. You don't have enough time to get set.
.158 rushing yards to 2. And Mercer, a team that, just like UC Davis, they were in the FCS quarterfinals a year ago, and it was because they ran the ball well and stopped the run. They've done neither tonight. Pinnock hit as he released it. A deep ball, and it's intercepted. That's what Mercer's been looking for. Caleb Hutchinson read that ball beautifully, tracked it, and took it away. Mercer, who led the nation with 34 forced turnovers a year ago, forces their first of the season.
Jamal Brown, the defensive coordinator, told us Caleb Hutchinson, the best tracker of the football he has ever seen. And a great rush by Justin Gilbert forces the turnover. Now Mercer has a chance when we come back.
A ball spotted at the 2-yard line for Mercer after a spectacular interception by Caleb Hutchinson, but a bad break because the knee down inside the 2. And Rocky, we thought live maybe this could have been a touchback, which would help Mercer ignite their drive at the 20.
Yeah, and I want to bring in our rules expert, Jerry McGinn here. And Jerry, it looks to me as if the momentum brings him into the end zone. What's your ruling on this?
Well, you have the back judge and the side judge in perfect position to rule on this. He does, looks like he does have control of the ball at the 1. And I believe replay did look at this to put it down to 1 as opposed to the 20. So looks like it's a good spot.
Okay, so the fact the knee was down before he was carried in the end zone puts it down to 2. And that's significant because instead now Mercer, right? Gotcha.
And that's one of those intricacies. If you're just a general football fan, the difference between college and the NFL is in the NFL, that's a touchback because you got to get touched, right? In college, just that knee has to be down. And you know, for Mercer, you're looking for that takeaway, something to ignite this team. And you know, it kind of gets hampered a little bit when the ball's placed at the 1-yard line. So let's see if they can engineer a full field drive to get back into this game at the start of the 3rd quarter. Plenty of time for Smith. He checks it down. Positive yardage, sets up a 3rd and manageable.
A great tackle right there. Rex Connors in. He's been everything we've advertised. A great safety for UC Davis, along with Porter Connors, brother and brother on the tackle. We're going to have to get another look at that here.
7
that
tackles
don't happen much
for Rex tonight. Well, we said it a couple times with that first half. They're always flying to the ball, the Connors brothers. Smith, quarterback keeper, looking for 2. Just gets there. Needed 2, got 2 to keep the drive alive. DJ Smith, yeah, he can beat you with his feet when he needs to. We haven't seen a ton of it tonight, Rocky, but
he took
big
a
carry
shot
there, yeah.
And it was Rex Connors again. He got the first down, but he paid for it. You see number 4 come up right in that hole, bang. It's going to move the sticks for Mercer, which is desperately needed, though.
Just the 2nd 3rd down pickup of the game. Throwing on 1st down. Passes caught. Kendall Harris. Gain of 6 on 1st down.
And I just get the feeling this UC Davis defense does not feel threatened by any deep ball. They don't feel threatened that DJ Smith is just going to uncork one efficiently down the field, and they're able to get a lot more hats in that box.
Hand it off here. Micah Bell. Ball was on the ground. Followed on by a bear. Back to the quarterback, DJ Smith, for a loss of 3.
Porter and Rex again on that tackle, brother and brother.
Dominating this drive.
Number 4, number 39, folks. They've been doing it since they were about 7 years old. And they do it again on that play. That's fantastic. As we mentioned, the brothers, Rex Connors, Porter Connors, Rex Connors, Big Sky, preseason defensive player of the year. He's having quite a ball game.
The pride of Pleasant Grove High School in Utah. They're trying to get off the field here. The Connors brothers on a 3rd and 7. Smith throws, and it's in there. No, dropped. Nearly intercepted in the secondary. Jaden Stanley was right there. Just couldn't pick it off. And Mercer will be forced to punt.
Jaden Stanley read this thing beautiful. Look, the eyes are tracking where DJ Smith's going to throw that ball. He makes a heck of a play on it, just can't bring it in. You can just, you know, DJ Smith and this Mercer offense has not been able to get anything going from a chunk play standpoint down the field, and I just feel like UC Davis is waiting up there inside the box and letting it loose.
Blocked punt out of the end zone for a safety. Jordan Fisher, the running back, shot in there, showed his speed and blocked it. So 2 points for UC Davis on the blocked punt, which results in a safety, and they'll get the ball up 20.
And Jay, I said just a minute ago that Jordan Fisher has a different gear. I mean, he can go his 0 to 60, his torque is phenomenal. See him off the left side there, and no one blocks him. And this has got to feel great for Tim Plow, who had sleepless nights right, all week about the block punt unit for Mercer. They're able to flip the script on them.
For Mercer, you get that interception with Caleb Hutchinson, and you can't cash in, you can't convert. Instead, it leads to a safety for UC Davis, and they'll get the ball here.
Number 23 for UC Davis is reporting in as 29.
Just feels like all the momentum moments in this game have swung UC Davis's way.
Yeah, Mercer has not been able to, they'll get a big play and you feel the momentum starting to go their way and they just can't capitalize on it.
And this is a game we expected to be very competitive. You look at the preseason FCS coaches poll rankings, 7 against 11, 2 teams that won 11 games a year ago, made it all the way to the FCS quarterfinals. We figured this was going to be a one-possession back-and-forth game, and instead, UC Davis starting to separate themselves, going to get the ball back up 20.
And football is such a game of momentum. I've played it my whole life and now commentate on it. And when you get some of that momentum, you get some big plays, you got to find a way to keep it and not let the other team have it. And Mercer just has not been able to capture that momentum and contain it for a while.
Great stat here for UC Davis. That is their first punt blocked for a safety since 1977.
Here we go.
Been a while.
There's Mike Jacobs. He's a great coach. Really enjoyed talking with him this week. You just can't be happy with how his team's played.
Especially after your defense delivers with a turnover at the start of the second half.
And UC Davis's goal, remember, Jay, was to fly all the way out east and kind of show the East Coast and the Midwest, what is this UC Davis program all about? Well, they're putting on quite a show.
It's a team that does not come east often. They've only crossed the Mississippi 10 times in the history of the program. Perez tripped up after 6. Play action. Pinnock surveys, throws, wide open. That's Batu. That's the one guy you can't give that much space to, a gain of 19.
Yeah, and Coach Tim Plow told us with the kind of camp he had, thinks he can have a really special year. Great job with that route. Just a little nod, leaves the defender.
Pinnock getting out there and throwing a block. The redshirt freshman quarterback gave Perez a couple of extra yards. Caden Pinnock doing it all.
Tell you what, if you're a young quarterback, you're trying to win the respect of your team, right? And that's something you can do to win it. Go throw a block out there.
And Pinnock takes a big hit there as he threw it back to Perez. Now, what hasn't Caden Pinnock done tonight?
I'll tell you what, I think his biggest effect on this game is he's really neutralized Andrew Zock. We've not really called his name tonight. You know, I think just his ability to be a dual threat guy and run the ball, and Zock's not been able to get in that backfield and get Pinnock down.
I mean, Rocky, you played linebacker, but if you're the defense watching your quarterback throw a block like that after everything he's done for you, running the ball, throwing the ball, you're like, man, this is, we got the right guy.
Look, as a young guy, you got to win the respect of your teammates, and you usually do that by being tough. Football players respect toughness no matter where or how it comes. And I'm sure Tim Plow don't want him blocking too much out there, but maybe early in his career here, it's a good thing as he gets established.
Third and 8, midway through this third quarter. Pressure comes. Pinnock trying to escape it, throws. Passes incomplete, forces 4th down. A decision to make here if you're Tim Plow. attempt the long field goal.
This is a great rush here. Now you see Zock coming off the right part of your screen there on the stunt inside, and he's able to get the Pinnock. Good job finally getting the mix and forcing a bad throw.
UC Davis trusts their kicker, Hunter Ridley, for good reason. He was 16 of 18 a year ago. But this is going to be a 38-yard attempt on its way. No good. Just missed it. And Mercer bailed out by the missed field goal. Down 20, they'll have the ball back when we come back. The Connors brothers have been terrific tonight for UC Davis, and it got us thinking, who are some of the best college football brothers that played together? And Rocky, you got us started with the Perry brothers.
I was going to say, come
back.
on now. Everyone knows the Fridge, but people forget about Michael Dean Perry. Was at Clemson along with the Fridge, Rondé and Tiki Barber, of course, at Virginia, and goes on down the line here. Travis and Jason Kelsey, my hometown of Cincinnati. And look at those guys, brothers, both Rex and Porter, playing together from youth football, Pee-wee, all the way up to play in college with your brother. I can't imagine how great that must feel.
And the safety Rex, who's got 9 tackles tonight, he had Power 4 offers to leave UC Davis, make some money, play up a level, and he said, look, I value the UC Davis community. I value playing with my brother, and they play with so much fun out there. They're flying around. It's been a joy to watch tonight.
And I like that. I like when decisions are made just not because of money all the time. And I understand the money aspect of it, and I get it. But sometimes there's more to it than money, and playing with your brother is something very, very special.
DJ Smith forced to run here. Gets out of bounds. Right at the first down marker. Might have just gotten it.
I don't know if we've seen enough of that tonight. DJ Smith using his legs, getting out in the open. We've seen the kind of threat that can be from the other side with Caden Pinnock.
Going back to the brothers for 1 second, I can't imagine the intuition you have with somebody you've played with for that long. Just the built-in reps.
Oh, boy.
Broken tackle. This is the play Mercer's been looking for. Octavius Eisen inside the 10. Touchdown, Mercer. '69-yard touchdown for Octavius Eisen. And the Bears are back in it.
We talked about it, Jay. Mercer tonight, they've shown some flashes, but just have not been able to capitalize on any momentum. Well, nothing will give you momentum like a big play. One-on-one with the safety, and Octavius Eisen just does the rest. When your team's sputtering and things maybe aren't going right, you need somebody to just step up and make a play.
Before that 69-yard run, Mercer only had 16 rushing yards on the night. That is the explosive run that Mercer had been craving, and it comes in a critical time. Bears only down 13 thanks to Octavius Eisen.
And Austin, behind that revamped offensive line, he gets the secondary, breaks a tackle, and he's off to the races. Mercer trying to claw back into this thing. 23-10 here in Montgomery.
But Mercer still trailing 23-10. They're down, but they're not out, Rocky.
They're not out here. They've had a couple big plays tonight, but they had the pass down the sideline. Weren't able to capitalize on that. But just a minute ago, we see Octavius Eisen get to the secondary, break a tackle. And you said they are down, but they are not out at this point. And if I'm Mercer's defense right now, I want to keep the pressure on. I may take a few chances and try to keep that momentum on my side. Give another look at that explosive plays, how unbalanced it's been all night.
Yeah, for 33 plays, they've struggled, and for 2 plays, they've hit that home run, and now they're only down 13, still plenty of time in this game.
But Jay, that's why coaches are always talking about and preaching explosive plays, because you can just kind of be mucking around, and then boom, it can only take 1 or 2 to change the whole dynamic and the whole feel of this game, and I think Mercer's been able to do that. Let's see if this defense can keep some of that momentum. And we're also going to get a look at Caden Pinnock here, the young quarterback, sophomore. Can he calm this team down and lead a slow, steady drive down the field?
Well, he was terrific in the first half, but he's thrown an interception in this second half. And after the Mercer touchdown, the Bears breathing some life into this game. Pinnock on a quarterback keeper, only gains 2.
Number 29 of UC
Miles
Davis,
Weston,
23.
the tackle for the Bears. If Mercer can get a stop here defensively, the momentum starts to swing back to the team from Macon, Georgia. 3-hour drive here to Montgomery. UC Davis flew across the country, built a 20-point lead that is down to just 13. Play action. Pinnock decides not to throw it. Just takes it out of bounds. Gain of 1.
Took a shot into that crate there on the sideline. Julian Fox was hot on his trail. Julian Fox, best linebacker on the team. It wasn't a late hit or nothing dirty about it, but he goes sailing into that crate.
Yeah, helmets flying. Picks himself up for a 3rd and 7. Rolls left. Surveys. Nobody open. Mercer defends it beautifully. There's a flag down. As it stands, Drew Clare, a sack and a loss of 2 to force UC Davis to punt. This is against UC Davis.
Offense number 23. That penalty be declined. 4th down.
So Mercer continues to swing the momentum after the 69-yard touchdown. They force a 3-and-out.
And there's Winston Williams. Just gets his hands outside the framework, and as he's a defensive player starting to twist around, he doesn't let go. But the best thing Mercer did
96.
on that drive right there is know where Caden Pinnock is. They made a legit effort there to stop his scrambling and running, and it paid off.
2 return men back for Mercer. Dylan Morrow had a lot on that. Fair catch called for by Braden Smith. Tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific on ESPN and the all-new ESPN app. Little League World Series 3rd place game, Aruba and Connecticut. And then the championship game, 3 p.m. Eastern time on ABC. It's Chinese Taipei against Las Vegas. I live a couple of towns over from Fairfield, Connecticut, and that's who was making the run in the Little League World Series. So I was rooting for them today to get into that championship game. Credit to Nevada for taking that home.
Let's see if DJ Smith can help lead this team on another good drive here.
Play action. Smith gets it out quickly. Ball is caught. Room to run. Breaking tackles. 1st down for Kendall Harris. Big time for a gain of 12. And Mercer, this is the best they've looked all night.
They're feeling some momentum. They got some juice, Jay, over on that sideline. Coming off the last long run by Ison there and starting this drive off with a 1st down.
Smith steps up, floats one to the secondary. Couple of yards in front of Trenton Jones, the freshman.
You know, I like that decision, though. Try to take a shot there. DJ Smith, that's on me. Maybe he could have had a more accurate ball, but I like the decision. Take a shot. Keep that secondary honest. Keep them from crowding that box and taking away his run ability.
We go back to Ison, this time tripped up in the backfield. Porter Connors.
Of course.
It's either Porter or Rex, seemingly, for UC Davis tackle. The Connors brothers come up clutch there to set up a 3rd and long.
What a great job by Matt Combs, the defensive coordinator. Double A-gap run blitz. They knew they were going to run the ball there. They brought some pressure right up the middle, but here we're on 3rd down, Jay. Remember, UC Davis, the big thing they wanted to get better at from last year to this year is getting pressure on the quarterback without blitzing. And it's 3rd and 10. See if they can do it here.
Mercer just 2 of 8 on 3rd down tonight. Smith steps up, throws, passes caught. 1st down, Mercer into UC Davis territory. Braden Smith, his first catch of the night, turns it into 20 yards, and Mercer keeps the drive alive.
And it was a great job by DJ Smith. He felt the pressure, but didn't panic, just slow, stepped up in the pocket, found the outlet, got the ball in the hands of his playmaker. Excellent job. This is where I'd like to see DJ Smith make a play with his legs here.
Well, that was the biggest throw of the night for DJ Smith, the Mercer quarterback. Backpedaling here on 1st down. Checks it down, the safe option. Kendall Harris, he's been tough to bring down tonight. Spins his way into the red zone for another Bears 1st down.
Now we're seeing DJ Smith doing a great job of just calmly, coolly finding the open guy. Not putting the ball in harm's way, not trying to press anything right now. No need to.
They go back to Ison in the ground game. Breaking tackles, somehow still on his feet. Finally taken down inside the 5. What a run by Octavius Ison, who scored the 69-yard touchdown and now struggling to get off the field.
And Jay, when he made that excellent run right there, his leg looked like it went in kind of a funky position as he was extended out. We'll see on the replay here. It was an excellent job. It just kind of goes into a funky position. He's trying to break that tackle. It's like, oh, his ankle. Yeah.
Just trying to fight for those extra yards.
And he's got the legs and the engine to do it. Looks like they are looking at that right ankle.
He's got 10 carries for 120 yards, the bulk of those coming on the 69-yard touchdown run. But he's been terrific tonight in his Mercer debut, coming over from Charleston Southern. Last thing you want to see is him down.
Yeah, I mean, he's been their spark, right? And he's just leg strength, bringing it, and then you see the defender come down on his heel, and somehow he's able to still keep his balance. Coaches talk about that, use that term, contact balance. Can you get contact or keep your balance? He did. It might have come at the expense of an injury.
Well, good to see him up. And we'll get you an update as soon as we have one, as Octavius Ison limps over to the sideline ahead of this 1st and goal. And Mercer was trailing this game 23-3. Now a chance to make it a 1-score game.
And remember, Mercer has a stable of running backs. Coach talked about that all week. Tyrell Cord.
Well, Smith keeps it himself. Can't get in, though. Stopped at the 1-yard line.
So the point is, Mercer should be in good shape at the running back position, even with Ison out. C.J. Miller, Tyrell Cord, Micah Bell. Maybe not the explosion of Octavius Austin, but...
Well, you don't need explosive here. You're on the 1-yard line.
This is where I give DJ Smith a 2-way go here. They're packing it in tight there for UC Davis.
He goes under center for the first time tonight, trying to push that pile. Did he break the plane? The officials have not signaled. And they say no. So that'll bring up 3rd and goal. And the clock ticks to 12 seconds remaining in this 3rd quarter.
They'll try to Basically a tush push there. Getting Cord pushing behind him.
Final play of the third quarter. DJ Smith trying to do the tush push again. Still no signal. Mercer saying it's a touchdown, and there's the signal. Touchdown, Mercer. Just enough to send the quarterback, DJ Smith, into the end zone. And it is a one-score game headed to the fourth quarter.
Jay, how quickly things can change in this great game of football.
And the band stops playing because there is an injured Bear. Two of them, actually. It's the right side of the line. Xavier Jennings, the right tackle, and Tyler Murray, the right guard. Mercer scores a touchdown, but both guys clearly banged up on the score.
There's just a mass of humanity down there, packed in tight. Bodies stepping on other bodies, pushing.
It's Kendall Harris, the wide receiver, number 7 for Mercer, who eventually just throws DJ Smith into the end zone.
There's Jenny. He's the 6th-year senior. Again, part of that goal Mike Jacobs had to get bigger, get better at the offensive line position.
This has been a great battle in the trenches tonight. UC Davis won it in the first half, but in this third quarter, it has belonged to Mercer. 2 touchdowns have them right back in it.
Remember, we talked about that. The road to the FCS title goes through the Dakotas. Both teams admitted that to us this week. We got to get better in the trenches if we want to, capitalize and advance further from our season from last year. And you're right, Jay. It's been a great trenches game here tonight.
So a 20-point UC Davis lead has shrunk to 6 as we head to the fourth.
Yeah, Mercer able to capitalize on some mistakes and then just raw brute force behind that big offensive line. The tush push, Mike Jacobs loves it. We got a ball game here in Montgomery.
Start of the fourth quarter, UC Davis leading 23-17, but all the momentum with Mercer.
It is, and they've captured it off a big run here by Octavius Eisen. And things were not going well at all until that run, so they get the touchdown, and the defense comes up big, able to corral Caden Pinnock. And then a nice little screen pass to Braden Smith. I thought DJ Smith did a good job leading his team, and then he caps it off with a tush-push touchdown and the dance. And Mercer back in this.
A dominant third quarter, 14 unanswered for the Bears. Mercer back within 6. This game was getting into the danger zone for Mercer, trailing by 20 midway through the third quarter. All the momentum with Mercer after those 14 unanswered. And let's see how the young quarterback making his first college start, Caden Pinnock, and the UC Davis offense can respond. They still have the lead, but they have lost the momentum in this game. We remind you, all 6 episodes of The Kingdom available now, streaming on ESPN Plus and Disney Plus. The Kingdom, taking a look at the Kansas City Chiefs legacy, 60 years of highs and lows. Looking forward to watching that.
And Caden Pinnock has passed a lot of tests tonight. Let's see if he can pass this one. Can you calm your team down and lead them on a nice, slow, steady drive and get things back to normal? That's not a good start.
Pass incomplete, tipped off the hand of Mateo Perez. And we saw UC Davis earlier this game go on a 18-play drive, 10 minutes off the clock. Now would be a good time for that if you're Caden Pinnock in this Aggies offense. But the way Mercer's playing defensively, that's going to be tough to do. They go to the ground. Another big hit by Mercer. That's Caleb Hutchinson, who had the safety early, or the interception earlier tonight. The safety comes up and lays the lumber there.
And I think it's the defense, Jay, in particular, that's really been rejuvenated by this offense getting back in it. They are flying around out there right now.
UC Davis in jeopardy of going 3 and out again. They need 8 yards to keep this drive alive.
Where's Andrew Zock? I think it's him at the top of the screen.
Bull rush. Pinnock releases it. Pass is incomplete. And the Mercer defense delivers again.
And it was Andrew Zock. He was the rusher on the right side of the offense at the top of your screen. So bull rush got the pressure in the face of Pinnock. Well, he just, I mean, just the leverage and the high motor and the relentlessness right back into the chops of Pinnock.
Reporting in as 96 for Mercer.
Dangerous return man for Mercer. Braden Smith, 3 punt returns for a touchdown a year ago. Smith backpedals, catches it at the 25. Turns the corner. Flag down as he shoved out just shy of the 35, and this will come back because of the penalty.
During the return, blocking the back, number 17 of the receiving team. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down, Mercer.
Oh, we've mentioned a few times tonight how excited we are just to have college football back after the long off season, and what you get throughout the college football season, comebacks, and Mercer's in the midst of one right now. How about that third quarter? 100 yards rushing after only 2 the entire first half. They've scored 14 unanswered. And have the ball back here. They tie it with a touchdown, take the lead with an extra point.
And let's remember, though, Jay, a lot of this spark was created by Octavius Eisen, the running back. He went down with an injury on that last drive. I do not see him back out there right now. I think C.J. Miller is in the backfield, so that's something interesting to keep our eye on. Is Octavius Eisen going to come back in this game?
Well, he sparked the comeback. C.J. Miller couldn't get any running room there. Took it for a gain of 1. The question for Mercer, you've played yourself into this position. Now can you capitalize on it? There's Eisen over on the sideline.
Yeah, no helmet in hand, Jay. That's not a good sign.
Ty Cord into the backfield for the Bears. Play action. Smith throws, passes caught for a Mercer first down.
He got stuck by Porter Connors.
But he hung on to the football.
Wow.
And that's all that counts. Gain of 11 to move the sticks.
Hold on, just allow this former linebacker to enjoy this for a second right here. Ooh,
well, hold on. The former linebacker might be looking at a helmet-to-helmet as we slowed that down.
In my day, that wasn't a penalty right there. They might want to take a look at this.
Apollos Cook, the tight end, was the one who hung on and absorbed that big hit. The officials blowing play dead. They might want to take a look at this. Apollos Cook is still down on the Mercer sideline. Their head coach, Mike Jacobs, is livid because he thinks this should be targeting.
Yeah, and let's bring in our rules expert, Jerry McGinn here. And Jerry, what'd you see on this with just one look?
With just one look, we have a defenseless receiver who does not have a chance to become a runner, and he's being hit by the defender in the helmet. And he's actually, the defender is ducking down, not seeing what he's hitting. So I think replay is going to stop this. Take a look at it. And unfortunately, I think this player may I'm shocked that they didn't stop the play.
But Jerry, why wouldn't they take a look at this? I mean, the moment has passed here. Mercer runs a play. It's interesting.
Yeah, it was definitely an opportunity to stop it, take a look at it, see it from different angles. You have a defenseless receiver here. I think it's the best time to stop and take a look at it. But unfortunately, it didn't.
And Jerry, thank you. I agree with you.
A good insight from Jerry McGinn. We kind of looked at each other in the booth when we saw that hit.
Well, and to Jerry's point, I saw the same. This is a double. He hits him in the head, but also uses the crown of the helmet as well. So, I mean, if not one way, then the other. It should have been targeting either way.
Cook still trying to shake it off. A 3rd and 1 upcoming for the Mercer offense as we play on in a 1-score game in the 4th quarter. Bears with the ball, trailing by 6. They pitch it to Ty Cord. He needs one. This will be close. He didn't get there.
Who else?
Rex Connors.
Rex Connors.
One of the best safeties at this level. Shows why on a critical 3rd and 1.
He's just grimy and nasty out there. Look at this slow play, shuffle, hit it. Form textbook tackle. That's his 11th tackle of the game, Jay. And he's a guy to me that he's a safety in college right here, but I could see an NFL team here next year bringing him on a squad, moving him to like a 3rd down nickel linebacker and letting him run around and make tackles like that all game.
11th tackle of the night. That's the biggest of the bunch. Mercer goes for a fake punt here.
I don't think they got it.
They said they look for a big splash in the special teams game. Waiting for the ruling. UC Davis saying they didn't get it. Celebrating on their sideline. The officials still have not signaled one way or the other. They're going to measure. Either way, this is going to be inches.
Yeah.
Spot of the ball so critical. Mercer going for that fake punt on 4th and 1, and UC Davis was not fooled.
Look, we're going to see something we don't get to see in the NFL anymore. The chain gang coming out on the field with the automatic ball spotting they have. Let's get a look at this.
Here we go. When they say football is a game of inches, that's why.
Wow.
Turnover on downs. UC Davis ball, and they'll take over at the 35.5-yard line.
And Mike Jacobs took a risk here. It was just looked like UC Davis was ready for it. I don't fault the decision, but it wasn't executed. Porter Connors on the tackle. UC Davis ball.
Fake punt, biggest play of the game in the 4th quarter. Mercer down 23-17. They need a yard. They don't get it.
And Porter Connors just sniffed this thing out. He's a veteran football player, and sometimes as a football player, Jay, you just sense something ain't right. Their team's about to do something, and just what a heady, gutsy, observant play by Porter Connors. And Wasson, who was the guy who carried out the fake, can't believe it.
You played special teams in the NFL. Is there anything that tips you off? Hey, they're faking it, because he knew.
Well, that's why you watch tape and you see a guy aligned differently, and I'm not sure that's exactly what happened, but it's likely. These guys watch tape all week, and you don't just sit in a dark room and watch stuff to watch it. You look for clues, you look for hints, you look for tells.
Offense number 7. 5-yard penalty remains 1st down.
Well, that was the 20th tackle by a Connors brother tonight, Rex and Porter. Rex has 12, Porter's got 8, but it was the biggest of the bunch for sure. UC Davis now takes over even after the 5-yard penalty. This is favorable field position at the Mercer 40-yard line. And even with a field goal, you make it a 2-score game. They keep it on the ground. Good blocking here for Carter Vargas. He gets inside the 30. Strong run there to start the drive.
I like that play. A little misdirection. Looks like the thing's going to go outside. Then he counters back to the left side. You see big number 65. David Portisano, the right tackle that Coach Plow was raving about, lead blocking.
Jawan Johnson, the safety for Mercer, is down in the secondary. The Bears are having the injuries starting to pile up in the second half. That's the fourth Mercer player who's been down. Going back to the fake punt for one last point. We talked about it. Mercer's got all the momentum. You've scored 14 unanswered. Still a lot of time in this game. Ball's in your side of the field. Did you force that one? Would you have punted it and played for another day, or do you like them taking a chance there?
I don't necessarily mind the call there, because I think, you know, they had the momentum. I think you want to keep that thing, and you risk kicking the ball back to UC Davis and how well Caden Penix played, not getting the momentum back. I like the call. I just didn't think it was executed well.
Let's see if Caden Penix can cash in on the short field. 2nd and 3. Hands it off back to Vargas. Nowhere to run. Loss of 2. The Mercer defense, Donovan Watkins and Julian Fox combining on that stop. They have been relentless.
Remember, it's a Mercer defense that was #1 in the FCS last year in run defense.
They show why there. 7 tackles for loss. 3rd down. Penix in trouble. Decides to go for the first down with his feet, and he gets it. Caden Penix. He has had some big runs tonight in his collegiate debut. First down, UC Davis.
And that's why Tim Plow was excited about Caden Penix. This whole play breaks down. Nothing there. It's the wrong play, the wrong time, and Caden Penix just makes something happen.
Flag down at the snap.
False start. Offense. Not all 11 players set for 1 second before the snap. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
That's the second time tonight, and again, Tim Plow wants to go fast. He likes that tempo. You got to make sure your guys get set for a 1 count. And it's game 1. Some of the things that'll be ironed out.
First and 15 for the second time on this drive. And a timeout taken.
Timeout. UC Davis.
Head coach Tim Plow will take the timeout as well. UC Davis, 6-point lead with the ball. 9:21 to go. Time for some random fandom, something we started last year to celebrate the heartbeat of college football, the fans, and we uncovered some incredible characters, some amazing attendance streaks. And this season, we're back for more. Meet Todd Shaner and Kurt Rockwell, 2 guys that live and breathe UC Davis football, usually from afar. They live on the East Coast. This is the first time UC Davis has crossed the Mississippi since 2007, so they're happy to be in Montgomery, rooting on their beloved Aggies. And they're on the edge of their seat right now. 23-17, UC Davis with a 6-point lead with the ball. Hey, you know, Shaner and Rockwell, they weren't always fans. They played for Davis in the early 80s. Look at them in uniform there. Phones are starting to blow up. Played for legendary head coach Jim Soker. How about that photo?
Yeah,
that's Kurt Rockwell in all of his glory.
Looks like my long-lost brother.
And they said the first game they watched after graduation, they sat in the stands, they hated it, they missed being on the field, thought fandom wasn't for them. Well, they are loving fandom now. Decades later, they call themselves self-proclaimed fanboys. And great treat to be here in Montgomery. And they've got a thrilling one to watch here in the 4th quarter with their UC Davis team with the ball, leading by 6, 3rd and 8 upcoming.
Yeah, look at him. Yeah.
The texts are starting to pour in.
Well, Jay, you do such a great job with this random fandom segment, and a couple good ones off the jump here. They're hoping Caden Penix can put this game away. Showing pressure.
Empty set.
Here it comes.
Rolling right, throws. It's incomplete. 4th down coming. UC Davis does trust their kicker, Hunter Ridley.
They like Hunter Ridley, but remember, he missed earlier from, I believe, a shorter distance than this.
He had a 38-yard field goal earlier tonight. This is going to be from just about the same spot. This is 39, just a yard behind. He missed it by half a yard. This one's tipped. It's blocked. The special teams unit delivers for Mercer, and the Bears are taking it back the other way. Caleb Hutchinson, who had the interception earlier, with a return of 37 yards, and the Bears are in business.
And it looked like it was also Jordan Swain, 91, coming right up the middle as well. Yeah, there's big number 91 just hopping through that gap. And yes, he's the one that got his hand on that ball.
And then Hutchinson catches the tip, takes it back 37 yards, and just like that, Mercer down 6. They've got the ball at midfield.
And the important thing was he was able to shoot through that gap without leveraging and pushing himself off the snapper and the guard, which is illegal. That's a penalty. But what great athleticism from Jordan Swain at 6'3", 290 to block that kick there.
DJ Smith in trouble. Down he goes. UC Davis. Jacob Syke drops him for a loss of 13.
He had a big play earlier, but this is why they brought Jacob Syke all the way from the East Coast, played at Harvard last year, 7.5 sacks. They brought him in to rush the quarterback. They needed to get more pressure on the trigger man, and he does just that.
It dipped into the Ivy League, and Syke shows why there. We apologize for the moonshot camera angle, but there's lightning in the area, so we had to abandon cameras. Not close enough where we've got to stop the game. We'll keep you posted on the situation.
Pass interference. Defense number 3. 15-yard penalty, automatic. First down.
Costly penalty against UC Davis. Ty Richardson. And again, we apologize that we can't show you a better camera angle. It's a killer and a great game in the fourth quarter. Mercer with the football, trailing by 6. They trailed by 20 in the third quarter.
Timeout on the field for Lightning in the area.
So there you have it.
Stoppage of play in effect.
Lightning in the area stops what has been a terrific game. We'll get you an update as soon as we can. UC Davis, a 6-point lead, 7:46 to play. Let's get you into the studio while we sort things out in Montgomery. At the FCS kickoff here in Montgomery, Alabama, UC Davis was rolling, Rocky. They got out to a 23-3 lead, and then Mercer comes rolling back. Unfortunately, lightning delay, declared a no contest. We've waited this out for 2 hours. No more.
Yeah, you feel bad for both teams, especially the way Mercer came fighting, crawling back. But one of the weirder games we've been a part of, it ends in a no contest.